Let's look at this question. The candlestick chart below represents the share prices of Dhanvantari Pharma Limited over 10 different days. Each candle consists of two parts, a rectangular body, which can either be green or red in color, and a vertical line segment called wick, passing through the body of the candle. So you see, these are the rectangular bodies being talked of, and then wick at the lower point, at the higher point. There is a green, which is higher point, lower point, so on and so forth. Okay. It may be possible that the top or the bottom of the wick coincide with either the top or the bottom of the candle, respectively. Just like we have here, the top of the candle coincide with the top of the wick. In a red candle, the top end of the body of the candle represents the opening value, and the bottom end of the body of the candle represents the closing value of the share of a particular day. Now, this is standard in candle wick charts. If it is red, the opening price is higher. This is opening, this is closing. But if it is green, the opening is lower, the closing is higher. So opening is lower, closing is higher, opening is higher, closing is lower, opening is higher, closing is lower, opening is lower, closing is higher, opening is higher, closing is lower, opening is higher, closing is lower, and here opening is lower, closing is higher, opening is lower, closing is higher. This is how red and green candles get defined in a candle wick chart. Okay. On the other hand, in a green candle, the bottom end of the body of the candle represents the opening value, and the top end of the body of the candle represents the closing value of that particular day. So we already know that because we are hopefully familiar with candle wick charts. This is something that has been tested in a XAT exam, and we've also done practice of this in our class sheets. So you should know about this. Okay. The top and bottom of the wick represent the highest and the lowest value of the share on a particular day, respectively. So the top and the end refers to highest and lowest. We know closing, opening. We also know highest and lowest. Now, for this set, one very wrong way of processing would be, let's make a table and record everything in that table. Because if you end up doing all that, you may not necessarily need all the data points. Instead, what you should be doing here is looking at the questions and then checking which question needs you to be engaging in calculation. And whatever calculation is needed for that question, just do that much. Don't do anything beyond. So let's start off with the individual questions. Yogesh purchased 200 units of shares at the lowest value available on 7th January. Lowest value available on 7th January. He bought 200 at shares at 1400. So he bought, this is the number of shares, this is the price, okay? And sold all of them on 13th January at closing value. 13th January closing value is 1405. He sold 200 shares at 1405, okay? If instead he had sold all the shares at the highest value on the 14th day, on the 14th day, the highest value is 1410. If instead of selling 200 shares at 1405, he had sold it at 200 shares at 1410. 1410. What would have been the difference in the profit or loss percent? In either case, he's getting profit. But the difference in profit percent would be the additional money that he's generating here, which is 5 per share on a cost price of 1400. And because we are calculating percentage, we need to multiply this by 100. So cancel, 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 cancel. The answer to the question will be 5 by 40, or the first option is the correct option. Next question. The 3-day moving average of a share price is the average of the 3 most recent closing values. Starting from 8th January, when did the TDMA of the Dhanvantari Pharma Limited become lowest in its value in rupees? And what is the corresponding value? Now again here, don't end up calculating everything from 8th January. Calculate only the options. So on 14th January, the last 4 closing values, let's say for 14, The last three closing values are going to be this, which is 1375, then 1405, and 1410. This is for 14. And clearly, I can see the average here has to be greater than 1375. And the average mentioned here is 1358.33. So this is not it. Let's do the work for 15. Now for 15, the great thing is data for 13th and 14th is already recorded. So I can directly write that down 1405, 1410. And for 15th, additionally, I have 1350. Okay. Now, this is identified 1350. So I have 60 and 65 more. 125 divided by 3 will be 125 divided by 3 will be 41.33. So the average here is 1391.33. This, sorry, I have made a mistake, I think. I have made a mistake. In terms of this is data for 14, this is data for 13, this is data for 12. So it should not be these two numbers that come through. It should be 14th and 13th data. This is the data for 15th. So 13th and 14th data will be 1405 and 1375. Okay. In which case, we will have, I'm taking the assumed mean as 1350, so 25 extra and 55 extra. So we get to 80 extra. 80 divided by 3 is 80 divided by 3 is 26.66. So you'll get to 1376.66. This will be the average. When I see 15th January, the number mentioned is 1376.33. So this is not right either. And now we have only 16th January to contend with. For 16th, the numbers are going to be 1375 from 14th. From 15th, it is going to be 1350. And from 16th, what is the value in 16th? 1380. Okay. Again, the assumed mean of 1350, I have 25 and 30. 55 extra. 55 divided by 3 is 18.33. So the average here will be 1368.33. And this is the precise average mentioned for option C. So this should be the answer. This is all the working needed for question number 2. You don't do it for all days from 8th January. You only do it for the 3 days that are mentioned in the options. Next, the number of instances in these 10 days when the difference between the lowest value and the highest value of each share for the day is more than 3% of the opening value of that days. Okay. Now, opening value of that day, I have to do it for all however many days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For 10 days, I have to look at the opening value and 3% of that. It is 14.3. So 3% of that will be around 42-ish. And the difference between the highest and the lowest, is 40 here. 3% of 14.3 will be 42.9. So this is not it. The difference between the highest and the lowest here is roughly 28. And 3% of 1428 will be greater than that. So this is not it. The difference between the highest and the lowest here is 30. I'm just calculating the difference between the highest and the lowest everywhere. 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. Now, 3% of 1430 is again 42 point something, more than this. 3% of 1450 will be greater than 40, gone. 3% of 1440 will be 42 point something, and we have 50 years, so this should be counted. 3% of 1400 is 42, 40 is less than that, should not be counted. 3% of 1405 is less than 50, so this should be counted. 3% of 1370 should be less than 50, this should be counted. 3% of 1350 will be less than 50, so this should be counted. And 3% of 1390 will be less than 70. So this should be counted. So 10th January, 14th January, 15th January, 16th January, and 17th January. For these 5 days, I can say the difference between the highest and the lowest is more than 3% of the opening value of that day. Now, last question. Rama purchased 200 shares on 6th January at the opening value. 6th January, she purchased 200 shares at 14.30. Okay. She sold the first lot of 50 shares on 9th January. So 50 shares she sold. High value of 9th January. 9th January, high value is 1460. Okay. So profit per share that she has got for these 50 shares is 50 into 30. This is the profit or loss per share. This is what happened on 9th. Second lot of 50 shares on 13th January. 13, 50 shares at a low value of the day. 13th January, low value is 1390. So what we had here was loss of 40 per share. Third lot of 50 shares on 15th January on the closing value. 15th January, 50 shares, closing value. Closing value is 1350. So again, a loss of 80 per share. Okay. And the last lot of 50 shares on 17th January on the high value of the day. High value is 1450. So per share, there was a profit of 50 into 20. So altogether, see what is happening. I will combine these two. 50 into 50 I will get. Minus 50 into 120 I will get. Or altogether, I will get 50 into 70 minus 50 into 70. Or there is an overall loss of 3,500. Or the correct answer to the question, how much loss or gain did she make through these transactions, will be option C, loss of 3,500. And that is the entirety of this. Please do not fall into the trap of trying to calculate every precise thing, as in globally calculate everything and then get to the answers, because that is not what is needed in this question.